Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and I'm back again today with another reaction video, man. Um, the last time I put out a video about the Bulls and how excited I was for them to have a top four pick. Yo, you guys went crazy on it. I got a total of like 150 views. I got like 9 likes, which is like pretty much the max that I've ever had. So I was really excited, man, and it really inspired me to put out another video. But yeah, I know that sounds kind of cheesy, especially since it's only 9 likes. But hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. So, but you know what, man? What we're gonna do today is there's a website called Sporting News, and they put out a mock draft for after the lottery for all the players, like all the teams in the lottery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each and every one of these. I'm going to see if I feel like there's anyone that fits better, if I feel like there's any other way that they could change it up at all, anything like that. So I'll just quit talking. I'll just get straight into it. So first overall pick to the Timberwolves is Anthony Edwards. I feel like that's a great spot for Anthony Edwards. Honestly, what the Timberwolves need, I mean, they've got D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell's a great point guard, a really facilitating point guard. So what they need is a player that can play the wing, that pardon me. But they need a player that can play the wing. They need a player that can like spot up and hit the shots off of D'Lo's passes. And they need someone that can play defense. Well, Anthony Edwards literally brings all three of those things to the table. He's a great player, and I feel like he definitely should go number one and pair him up with D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, that's a that's a hell of a three right there. So the number 2, they have James Wiseman. Now I think they'll go James Wiseman too. I really do. I mean, like I said in the last video, if you think about it, I don't know why you wouldn't take James Wiseman in this position. Next year, you're going to have a healthy Steph. You're going to have a healthy Clay. You're still going to have Andrew Wiggins. You're still going to have Draymond Green. And now you got what could potentially be a star big man that can even stretch the floor a little bit. I mean, come on. The Warriors are all about the threes. But at the same time, James Wiseman is like 7 foot, and he could literally get almost like 9 out of 10 rebounds. I mean, because as you guys know, the Warriors literally chuck up threes. They are such a heavy shooting team that James Wiseman could go for 20 boards a game this year. It's just a matter of how they incorporate him into the offense, basically. If they want him to sit corner and they want him to shoot threes, then sure. I mean, go for it. But, I mean, yeah, they need to pick up Wiseman. That is by far, like, one of the biggest no-brainers in this entire mock draft. Okay. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. So, they said the Hornets pick up LaMelo Ball. Now, do not get me wrong. LaMelo Ball is incredibly, insanely good, and he is an absolute demon, okay? And I agree that he is, a 6'7" point guard, and that can literally do everything. I get it. But here's the thing. They just had a player that very easily could have won Most Improved when he went from 4 points per game and is now their star player at 18 points per game in Devontae Graham, and they got a backup point guard who's not completely terrible. I mean, in Terry Rozier. He's actually pretty decent. So, in this situation, I feel like LaMelo Ball would be a bad pick unless they plan on running him at the 2, which they definitely could. But then at that point, I don't think that they would benefit as much with their pick because LaMelo Ball is a point guard at the end of the day. So if you run him at the 2, I mean, you're losing his really good like playmaking, ball handling. Like, you're missing out on that whole aspect of his game. So I don't. I mean, I think unless if you're planning on trading LaMelo, I don't think it's smart for the Hornets to get him. I think that they could use like a center, like a Kungwu, or they could use like a wing player like Denia Viha, or they could use a defensive player like Isaac Okoro. I feel like they could use any of those pieces, but I really don't think that they need a point guard. Like, I mean, Devontae Graham is actually a really good point guard. So, in my opinion, I would go with a wing player or a center. But, I mean, obviously, I'm not the Hornets GM. So, okay. Bulls, Obi Toppin. I'm a huge Bulls fan. I am a huge Bulls fan. Huge. I do not want Obi Toppin. I really don't want Obi Toppin. Obviously, I would love LaMelo Ball, but the thing is, here's the issue that we need either a point guard or we need a small forward. That's what we need. We do not need a forward that can't shoot. I mean, we have Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen is a very good 3-point shooter. He is he can stretch the floor. He can shoot a little bit. He can play back to the basket. He can finish. I mean, Lauri Markkanen's a good player, but I think Jim Boylen really screwed him over by the way that they had him playing, because his rookie year, he was putting up like 20 shots a game, and then I remember looking at a game from last year, he only put up 9 shots. Like, if you're the second best player on the team, you can't put up only 9 shots. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Jim Boylen extremely screwed him over. But yeah, I'd love to see Denia Viha. I'd love to see LaMelo Ball, obviously. I'd even like to see a guy like Isaac Okoro. I'd like to see, I mean, literally. So here's the thing. Here's kind of my thought process behind it. If we do somehow end up with LaMelo Ball, Kobe White can play the 2. Kobe White has the shooting ability to be able to play the 2. He's a phenomenal shooter. I love Kobe White. I have like 2 T-shirts of him. One of them got messed up, but yes, I have 2 T-shirts of him. I love Kobe White, but he had to come off the bench last year. But think about it like this. Sorry, I literally just got up, so I'm so tired. Anyway, but yeah, so like think about it like this, right? If we get LaMelo Ball, he's gonna be like our guy, right? Other than Zach LaVine, so it's gonna be LaMelo Ball, and if we happen to play Kobe White at the 2, we got Kobe White. We got Zach LaVine at the 3. We got Lauri Markkanen at the 4. Wendell Carter Jr. at the 5. We got Otto Porter Jr. coming off the bench. We got Satoransky coming off the bench, and we got Chandler Hutchinson coming off the bench. We have good pieces. We really do. But the last thing that we need is a guy that can't shoot. That's the last thing that we need, is a guy that can't shoot. I really don't want Obi Toppin, but I mean, I guess I know he's a good scorer, but I just don't think that's really what I want. Especially, I was reading somewhere that he's like 22 already, so he's like at the beginning of his prime. So unless if somehow the Bulls pull off some crazy trade and win the championship this year, then like it'd be pointless. I mean, why not get a young guy, give him a couple years to develop, and then once we get a good team, then make a run for the chip. But whatever. Obviously, I don't make the rules. The Cavs get Denia Viha. That would actually be perfect. That would be perfect. Because the Cavs, they have Darius Garland, they have Colin Sexton. So between those two, at a sharpshooter at the 3, Kevin Love and Andre Drummond. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. The only other one, according to this list and them going and everyone going so low, I could see potentially maybe getting like an Okoro. I know I've been saying that for like every fucking team, but it's a matter of like Okoro is like literally just such a good defender that I mean I don't know. I feel like he'd be really good for that team, especially since other than Andre Drummond, that team doesn't really play any defense at all. So I feel like it'd be a really good idea. But okay. The Hawks get Killian Hayes. I don't agree with that at all. They've already got Trae Young. Trae Young is literally putting up like monster numbers. Like dude is literally carrying his team with John Collins and Clint Capella on the squad, and he's still like completely carrying. Like it's not even close. Like he is doing it all. I think that just because Trae Young is such a bad defender, once again I'm bringing up the guy, Isaac Okoro would pair perfectly with him. Especially like since according to this he hasn't gone there yet. If you think about it, right? If you have Trae Young, pair him with an elite defender that can score a little bit in Isaac Okoro, dude, I mean, it would make up for Trae Young playing terrible defense. Isaac Okoro could pick up on some of the point guards because he's quick enough, he's fast enough, he's strong enough. But yeah, I mean, and then on top of that, they would have a really good lineup. I mean, they'd have Trae Young, they'd have Isaac Okoro, they'd have I'm drawing a blank. Cam Reddish, or what's the other guy? RJ Hunter, I think. And then they'd have John Collins and Clint Capella. I mean, that's a really good team, especially starting 5. And then they got a couple players off the bench like Huerter. They'd have either RJ Hunter or Cam Reddish, depending on who they're playing. So that'd be a really good team. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm being completely unbiased here, but that would be a very good team. The Pistons get Tyrese Halliburton. Okay. I could maybe get behind that. Yeah, I could maybe get behind that. Most of the time, well, did Pistons, did they pick up another center? I don't think so. So I think Christian Wood would be their starting center. I think they have Blake Griffin still. They got D Rose, Luke Kennard. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. Tyrese Halliburton at 7 would not be bad. He is a very good player in terms of scoring. He's a very good scorer. So I could definitely see the Pistons needing some scoring, especially since Blake Griffin is going to be getting like monster minutes. Dude's going to be getting like 30 minutes a game. So you might as well just add someone that can take a little bit of a load off of him. So I kind of like that pick. So Knicks get Isaac Okoro at 8. Interesting. I don't know if I could foresee Isaac Okoro dropping that low, but if he does, then maybe. The only thing is I feel like the Knicks need more scoring, unfortunately, because Julius Randle he's okay. And R.J. Barrett, he has some room to go. He's got to get there, but he's an okay scorer right now. I feel like they would need a much better scorer than Isaac Okoro. But I mean, I guess I could get behind it. Looks like they're trying to put together like an all defensive team or something, but no, I could get behind it. I think that it would be better for them to get a scorer like Killian Hayes or Cole Anthony or at this rate, they haven't even said a Kungwu yet. They don't have a set in stone like center. I mean, they have Mitchell Robinson, and don't get me wrong, Mitchell Robinson's really good, but I mean, you could pair him up with a Kungwu. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but I feel like they would just need a little bit more scoring than that, just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. Or we'll see if we'll see because there's one more player that I'm thinking of for the Knicks, but we'll see if he gets put in here. Okay. So at 9, the Wizards would take Onyeka Okongwu. I don't know if that would work either. They've got Thomas Bryant. I feel like they would need guards. I really do. I mean, John Wall, he's been MIA for like 3 or 4 years. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Bradley Beal is like their whole team. I think they would need some more scoring, but maybe if you get a new young center that can come in and do some damage, maybe that'll take a load off of Bradley Beal. I like the idea of that. I just feel like they would need a little bit more scoring too, maybe like that Cole Anthony, Killian Hayes type pick that I was talking about. But hey, this is who I was talking about for the Knicks. Devin Vassell. That dude can he can score. He's more of a 3-and-D type player. It literally says it right there, but yeah, he's literally like a perimeter defender that can just torch threes. I feel like that'd be a really good fit for the Knicks. I feel like, if RJ Barrett had a dead-eye shooter to kick out to, I feel like that'd be an incredible idea. But I mean, once again, obviously I'm not the guy, so apparently here it says that the Suns would take him. I feel like the Suns would need a point guard too. Once again, I mean, this is like the 3rd time in a row of me saying it, but I feel like the Suns would need a point guard too. Because the Suns, they're literally one piece away. You guys saw them in the bubble. They played absolutely fantastic. Devin Booker is a walking bucket. That dude he can't miss. He literally is such a good player. And they have a young DeAndre Ayton who's a really good player as well. All that they need is either a point guard that isn't Ricky Rubio, or because they have Kelly Oubre too, and he's a really good player. But yeah, I mean, they either need a point guard that is not the name of Ricky Rubio, or they need a power forward because Dario Saric and Frank Kaminsky are not the guys. I'm sorry to tell you, Suns, and I'm sorry to tell you, Wisconsin fans, Frank Kaminsky is not the one. But yeah, I mean, somehow, if Obi Toppin could somehow fall this low, I genuinely don't think that he could fall to 10. He's just too premier of a scorer. I mean, he was literally like the best player in college basketball scoring wise last year. So I don't foresee him falling to 10. But if he does, then I feel like this would be perfect for Obi Toppin. I really do. Obi Toppin, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Ricky Rubio, and Kelly Oubre. That's a good line right there. Really good line. The Spurs take Patrick Williams. Yeah. The Wings are, the Wings, I'm sorry, I just read that. The Spurs are just kind of weird. The Spurs have DeMar DeRozan, who is, don't get me wrong, DeMar DeRozan is a bucket getter. I love DeMar DeRozan, and they have LaMarcus Aldridge, who's pretty good as well. But, I mean, it's got so many old guys. Other than their point guard spot's pretty good. I mean, they got DeJounte Murray, they got Derek White. I'm wanting to say there's one more, but I can't really think about it. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, I mean, the Spurs, they could. I mean, I guess they could use a center, but I don't know if there would be any centers left by this point, like any like valuable good centers. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess a wing alongside of DeMar DeRozan wouldn't be too bad. I kind of like that. Sadiq Bey, yeah, yeah. Sadiq Bey is pretty much like a he's pretty much like a stretch big. He can obviously stretch the floor really well. He it says here he shot 45% on his 3-point attempts. That's that's really good. And Marvin Bagley's going to be taking up a lot of the inside anyway. So if he's going to be on the outside ready to shoot, and then they got obviously De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield as very good players. De'Aaron Fox is more of a playmaker type guy, but Buddy Hield, as you guys know, is just a shooter. So putting another shooting partner alongside Buddy Hield for De'Aaron Fox to throw to, it's not a bad idea at all. I like that. Aaron Nesmith for the Pelicans. I don't think the Pelicans really need a wing. Yeah, I mean, they've got Drew Holiday. I think that they would benefit more from maybe a point guard that can develop behind Lonzo, or like if we're looking towards long run, or another, because they don't even really need a center. They've got like 5 young centers. So yeah, I don't think that the Pelicans really need a wing. I think they need more of a guard, but either way, I mean, I could get behind it. Aaron Nesmith's a really good player, so I could see it. And then they have the 14th pick for the Celtics, Cole Anthony. The Celtics getting another point guard? That's kind of up in the air. The thing is the Celtics don't even really need a player. They are looking really good in the playoffs already, so they literally have a chance already to do good. So I don't think they need like a superstar out of this, but I don't know if a point guard's the guy. I mean, they've got Kemba Walker, who's good, and they just drafted a young point guard out of Carson Edwards last year. So would they really benefit from another Cole Anthony or like another like Carson Edwards type player? Because that's what Cole Anthony is. I mean, they play very similar to one another. It's just obviously Cole Anthony was from a huge school like UNC, and Carson Edwards was from a smaller school like Purdue. So, but that's literally the only difference. I mean, I don't know. I don't foresee them getting a point guard, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't be too mad at the pick either. Cole Anthony's going to be a very good player in my opinion. So, that is going to wrap it up, you guys. I do hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. But yeah, so if you guys want to see any other reactions to anything at all, just let me know in the comment section down below. Also, as of tonight, I believe it is, from when this video goes out, I believe the NBA 2K21 Prelude is going to be coming out. So if you guys do want to see me mess around with some different builds, watch me play it a little bit, I will be streaming that live on Twitch. I will go ahead and put it in the description as well, but it's literally just King Sanders, so twitch.tv/King Sanders. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on there. And if you guys are wanting to really help me out, you guys can always sub, but I would never ask you to. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and this is King Sanders signing out. Peace.